Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we've just watched at St. James's Park. Words can't describe how that 100-minute game felt as a neutral, even. I was loving it up until the 100th minute, where it's Rio to the rescue for the Reds. That is the title. Rio to the rescue. 3 days before his 17th birthday. Let me just put this into perspective. He gets a taxi to training. We've just all watched Premier League football on Monday night, and the guy that's won Liverpool the game gets a taxi to training. Imagine the emotions he must be feeling right now running through his body, scoring for the Premier League champions away at St. James's Park, 3-2 in a mouth-watering football match, and he's just won Liverpool 3 points in one of the most highly anticipated games of football, and we're only 2 weeks in. Rio Ngumoha, that is truly special. You have announced yourself to the footballing world. You have announced yourself to Liverpool faithful. And mate, that finish, as much as I don't like Liverpool, that finish, that composure, and that dummy from Dominic Szoboszlai in the 100th minute of a tense game like that. Wow. If you as a Liverpool fan watching that and you're watching this right now, you must be full of emotion. That is the type of football match you just want to win, and there's no better feeling in the world. You might have your girlfriend at home hearing you shout the house down, your mum at home hearing you shout the house down, and they're saying, what's all the noise about? Well, that is football. That is Premier League football. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 3. Where do we start? First of all, we have to start with Liverpool getting the 3 points, because I don't think they deserve the 3 points, personally. But this is football, and it can be cruel at times. But the never say die attitude, the mentality to not give up, the mentality to keep going until that final whistle and create one chance, which is all you need to win a game against 10 men. Liverpool done it. They dug deep. Slot rang the changes. It looked like they were trying to commit for a point and not really do anything else. But no, they bring on the injection of Harvey Elliott, the pace and on the side of Connor Bradley, Rio Ngumoha coming on before his birthday. And they just said, look, if we can get one more big chance in this game, we can take the 3 points. And that is what Liverpool have done. That is the sign of a team with a strong mentality, a team of winners, a team that never give up. And look, people might say, well, they should have won the game after being 2-0 up. Yeah, we'll get to that. But to go 2-2 and be under pressure for the last 15 minutes like they were, defending corner after corner, and to go up the other end and create that chance, Dominic Szoboszlai with one of the best assists that won't be given to him that you could see, and Rio just to finish it like that. And you know what? The composure shown by the 16-year-old to put that into the top slash middle corner. Nick Pope stood still. What a moment to run into that away end there and look at the fans and say, yeah, this is me. Them Liverpool fans going right in that top end of that Newcastle stadium. That is a massive 3 points for Liverpool. And look, when it comes to the end of the season, right, and you look at 3 points, you know, if the gap in between them finishing top and second is 3 points and stuff like that, you look back at games at the start of the season where you win like this. That is now back-to-back games where Liverpool have scored in the last 5 minutes or the last minute of a game to win. Bournemouth, Chiesa does the business and they win 4-2 in the end. This week, Rio, 100th minute. They are big, big points that have now got them 6 instead of a possible 2. And that can make such a difference when it comes to the Premier League, when you're competing with the likes of Man City, Arsenal, potentially Chelsea, and so forth. Liverpool fans must be buzzing, because the truth is they didn't deserve to win that game. Jamie Carragher summed it up to perfection. The truth is the worst team got the 3 points, and that might be the best performance from a team not to get anything from it. Newcastle, as a neutral and a football fan, you guys are ride or die. Your fans can be so proud of you tonight because you never gave up. So many teams would cave after going 2-0 down just after halftime, and you're with 10 men. So many teams would end up 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't have the mental capacity to try and, stay in the game, to show that fight, to show that resilience. And Newcastle done that tonight. They deserve something. They deserve something from that game. And look, they was without Isak. Antony Gordon went off in the first half. Tonali injured. Shaw, there's another player that went off injured. When you look at it, Joe Linton, big players for Newcastle, key players that are there, the foundation, they're the core, they're the first names on the team sheet. And they still fought back to go 2-2 in the 88th minute like that. Bruno Gomes leading from the front, proper captain's performance that. Yeah, he could have been sent off potentially, but he just shows fight. He shows courage. He is the DNA of Newcastle and what that city possess. And then Osula to come on as a youngster and get that goal, he must have thought, I've just saved this football club in the Isak derby. Because if anything, Isak should be watching that saying, you know what, if I don't leave this club and go to Liverpool, then it is going to be a challenge for me to get these fans back on side, because that club tonight showed fight without Alexander Isak, and you never know what could have happened if he was in that team starting tonight. Newcastle win that game. That first half, them chances they created, Newcastle win that game, but he wasn't there, so that's the end of that one. But the fight shown from Newcastle and the character, Eddie Howe and that team, that is a proper football club, and they can be proud of that tonight. And if I'm the owners who are flown over from Saudi Arabia and I'm looking at that team and I can see what they're showing on that pitch, I'm saying, Eddie Howe, yes, I'm going to help you. I'm going to get you not one, I'm going to get you 2 strikers, because you need players to compete at the highest level in the Premier League. And they've done that with a team tonight which was depleted. Now imagine him adding quality players into that team. Newcastle, you will have no problem challenging for the European spots. 100%. You can come away from that game super proud of your team, and hopefully the injuries for the players that have gone out are not long, because you've got an international break and hopefully they can come back. But the fight, the character, the fans, that was a great game of football. It was unbelievable. For me as a neutral, I knew that Monday Night Football would deliver, and so it did. And look, Liverpool, I think they will improve as the season goes on. But if I was Liverpool fans looking at it now and we're looking to defend the title, yes, you've got 6 points from a possible 6. Yes, you've shown fight. Yes, you've shown character. But you are not playing as well as you should be. Florian Wirtz, bullied, missing again. 2 games in a row. This ain't the Bundesliga, my brother. This is the Premier League. Different ball game. And a lot of players don't realise that until they come to the Premier League. But 2 games so far, and he's shown nothing. Mohamed Salah again. If you've got him in FPL, you love him. If you haven't, you hate him. Gets an assist for the winner, but he was quiet, anonymous again. Cody Gakpo has been with, alongside Ekitike, their best attacking player. Ekitike again with another goal. That's, another goal, 2-2 in the league. Gakpo, 2 assists tonight. They are the 2 players that are leading the charge for Liverpool at the moment, but they really, really missed McAllister in midfield. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, they just can't do what McAllister does with that control, calming things down. At 2-0, the game should be buried. There's no way that any top club out there should be allowing a team with 10 men to get back into the game at 2-0 at 46 minutes. And we all know 2-0 was a dangerous scoreline in football, but I'm sorry, Liverpool being the Premier League champions, having the players they do, they should be seeing off that game and killing it off. There would be alarm bells ringing for me as a Liverpool fan going ahead into other games into the season if they don't sort out their performances, because they're scoring goals, yes, but they're just not looking the same. And I think McAllister was a big miss for them tonight. I think the element of control that he brings, at 2-0, calms things down. They dictate the tempo more. They take the sting out of Newcastle, but they didn't do that. Newcastle grew into the game. Newcastle were a better team overall. That's how I saw the game. I think minute 1 to minute 30, it was Newcastle. Minute 30 to 45, Liverpool. Minute 45 to 60, Liverpool. Then 60 to 90 was all Newcastle. So Newcastle actually dominated more of the game, and they should be coming away with the victory rather than Liverpool, 100%. But as we know, football don't work like that, and it's Rio Ngumoha to the rescue. But that was a sensational game of football. And Antony Gordon, well, you threw your team under the bus there. What are you playing at? I know the fans are clapping him off and saying, they're looking at him like, we know you give everything for the badge. but you don't make a challenge like that. As soon as it happened, you saw the first replay, red card. I have no complaints with the referee giving that a red, because you saw the scratches down Van Dijk's legs. You saw the challenge anyway from behind. It's dangerous. It's serious foul play. It's a 3-game ban, and now they have no striker moving forward unless Asula starts, of course, who's the youngster, and they put him in from the beginning. But Antony Gordon, you've really cost your team tonight, because with you on the pitch, you know, that could have still been a different outcome. But you've really let your team down there. And I feel a bit sorry for Eddie Howe, but the players showed the fight, the players showed the character. And it's mad because I'm making a video on Liverpool winning the game, but they shouldn't have won it. But that goes to show the signs of champions. That's what champions do. Frustratingly enough, people. That is what champions do. And, you know, Gravenberch being back as well, got his goal. Fair play to him. I think he's a very, very important midfielder for Liverpool. He's the driving force in terms of ball carrying, releasing a bit of pressure, you know, passes into the final third. And I think they need to get McAllister and Gravenberch back together. And when they do, I think we can see better Liverpool performances. But right now, they're just looking a bit of a shadow of themselves, looking quite open at the back. And I think fans of their club will be a bit worried going into the rest of the season if this is how they're going to play. It won't be easy to win games like this. But for Newcastle, it's onwards and upwards for them. And even though they've suffered that defeat, they need to go into the market now and get some players. With the Saudi owners there, seeing the injuries, their squad is looking a bit depleted. But they have so many reasons to be optimistic about that performance. They played well at Villa last week. They should have got something tonight. Yeah, the points don't look like what they should be doing. But you know that Newcastle are going to come good. They've got the foundation. They've got the base of the manager. And they're a well-run club. But tonight, it's all about Rio. You know, coming on and making a difference like that in a big game when the pressure's on and everyone's watching under the lights. Well, you have just saved your football club. You have given them a massive 3 points. And look, whatever I say about Liverpool's performances, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Arsenal did the same thing to Man United last week. And I was frustrated that Man United didn't get nothing from it. But Arsenal fans didn't care. They take the 3 points, you move on, and you go and batter Leeds the next weekend. And now it sets us up perfectly for Super Sunday. Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield. Both have a little bit of their question marks. Both have new signings. But we need to see what is going to happen, because they're going to be two teams at the top of the Premier League title race come April and May. But tonight was crazy. What a game of football. I can't believe that Liverpool have gone and won it. Smash and grab. And, you know, Newcastle, it's such a shame that you've come away with no points. But look, I can't be shameless. I'm a neutral. I'm just giving my take on it. That is a massive, massive win for Liverpool Football Club. And now you can take that 3 points, you can sleep on it, and you move on to the next game. And that is what it's about. Sometimes you can't win always being the best team. You can't win always playing pretty. At Newcastle St. James's Park, it's not easy for anyone. And now Liverpool have got that away game ticked off. So there you go. Both teams live to fight another day, but that was an amazing game of football. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Smash a like and subscribe on this if you can, people, on the way to 5K. Massively appreciate your support doing football content on all clubs. And I will see you on the next video. Big up.